China is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. They can't even figure out how to deal with the fact that they have this great division between the China Sea and the mountains in the east, in the west.
But tonight, I start with some breaking news that will be front page of The Australian tomorrow and big news in the UK as well. Amid rising tensions in the Australia-China relationship, there has now been a major leak of official records from the Chinese Communist Party. It is believed to be the first leak of its kind in the world. A register with the details of nearly 2 million Communist Party members. It includes their name, party position, birth date, national ID number, ethnicity, and in some cases, even their phone number. What's amazing about this database is not just that it exposes people who are members of the Communist Party and who are now living and working all over the world, from Australia to the US to the UK, but it's amazing because it lifts the lid on how the party operates under President and Chairman Xi Jinping. But this leak shows that party branches are embedded in some of the world's biggest companies and even inside government agencies. That's right, Communist Party branches have been set up inside Western companies, allowing the infiltration of those companies by CCP members who, if called on, are answerable directly to the Communist Party, to the chairman, the president himself. Along with the personal identifying details of 1.95 million Communist Party members, mostly from Shanghai, there are also the details of 79,000 Communist Party branches, many of them inside companies. This leak, and it's going to be front page of The Australian tomorrow and a big story in the UK as well, is a significant security breach that is likely to embarrass the Chinese president. But it's also going to embarrass some global companies who appear to have no plan in place to protect their intellectual property from theft, from economic espionage. The data was extracted from a Shanghai server by Chinese dissidents, whistleblowers, in April 2016, and they've been using it for counterintelligence purposes since then. It was then leaked in mid-September to the newly formed international bipartisan group, the Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China, and that group's made up of 160 legislators around the world. It was then given to an international consortium of 4 media organisations, The Australian, the Sunday Mail in the UK, the Standard in Belgium, and a Swedish editor to analyse over the past 2 months. And that's what we've done. At The Australian, we then were able to independently get hold of a more complete version of the same database from a confidential source. This allowed leading cybersecurity firm Internet 2.0 to trace the data back to its original leak and then conduct a rigorous metadata analysis and verification. And Robert Potter, who did this analysis, will be on the show in a moment. Now, a spokesperson for the Interparliamentary Alliance on China said Luke de Pulford was the person who received the database from a non-governmental source, but was not in a position to verify it, so he handed it to experts. He said journalists have since investigated and their findings are disturbing indeed. IPAC will push for governments and companies to respond, setting out how they intend to safeguard their values in the face of infiltration. And that's how they're describing this. Infiltration by Communist Party members by the party in major global companies. Charles Sturt University public ethics academic and specialist on China, Professor Clive Hamilton, said that the intellectual property of Australian companies
try worming your way out of this one, Biden, terrorist Obama, and Nancy Pelosi.